Yo, what's up and welcome back. I'm Steph SABRAW and today we're going to be watching The Meaning. It's a Jim Carrey compilation video from Absolute Motivation and clips used from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Fun with Dick and Jane, The Mask, Liar Liar, What is Love, music video parody, and Yes Man. Jim Carrey has a collection of banger movies. I love Jim Carrey. I'm excited to watch this. I like him as a person and as a comedian, as an actor, and as a creator. I'm always inspired by him, so I'm curious what this video is going to bring. So come along with me on the journey. And before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up. And let's find the meaning of life together, shall we?
I watched the effect of my father's love and humor and how it altered the world around me. And I thought, that's something to do. That's something worth my time. When I was about 28, after a decade as a professional comedian, I realized one night in LA that the purpose of my life had always been to free people from concern, just like my dad. I did something that made people present their best selves to me wherever I go.
That's really an interesting thought. And this is from a commencement speech. And so they're playing clips behind it. But him just saying, I did something in my life to make other people present their best selves to me. He also talked about my goal in life is to free people from concern. And that's just such a unique way to look at comedy and creating. And I think a lot of us creators have this mindset, but I haven't heard it verbalized like that. Like, I want to create so I can make people feel seen and happy, but for them to take their mind off things and to also be their best selves to him is such a unique way to look at it. And it is so interesting. Like, it's a good thing, you know, like he's so funny and loved that we all want to be so great to Jim Carrey. You meet Jim Carrey, you want to be you want to put on your best self because that's Jim freaking Carrey. But we should do that to everyone. But I definitely see what he's saying. Like, why would you ever be mean to Jim Carrey? But if we can take kind of that approach to other people, can you imagine where we'd be in life?
Just like my dad. I did something that made people present their best selves to me wherever I go. How will you serve the world? What do they need that your talent can provide? That's all you have to figure out. I can tell you from experience, the effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. Because ultimately, we're not the avatars we create. We're not the pictures on the film stock. We are the light that shines through. All else is just smoke and mirrors, distracting, but not truly compelling.
I'm obsessed with this. There's that quote, I don't know who says it, but it's not about what you said, it's about how you make someone feel. Like, people forget what you said, but they never forget how you made them feel. So when you're an actor and you're embodying these characters, a lot of times we remember the character, but overall, when we really dig deep, it's like, how did they make us feel? And I think that's the most beautiful approach, not only if you're an actor, but in real life. I always think about this. Like, we used to go on hikes, me and my family, all the time. We like to do a lot of the national parks. And my dad, when we were there, we would always pick up trash or litter that we would see. And he would always say, always leave a place better than when you found it. And I love that. And then I decided to improv and yes, and that. So I'm like, yes, always leave a place better than when you found it. And then the next level to that, always leave a person better than when you found them. Every day I wake up and when I talk to people, I want them to feel better than when I found them. And this is basically what he's saying in a way more eloquent way. And I just think that is such a beautiful way to approach your career, your path, your passion, and just how you live life and approach people that you meet randomly or your family and loved ones. Right on. Be kind to everyone.
That piece that we're after lies somewhere beyond personality, beyond the perception of others, beyond invention and disguise, even beyond effort itself. You can join the game, fight the wars, play with form all you want, but to find real peace, you have to let the armor go. Your need for acceptance can make you invisible in this world. Don't let anything stand in the way of the light that shines through this form. Risk being seen in all of your glory. I've often said that I wished people could realize all their dreams and wealth and fame, and so that they could see that it's not where you're going to find your sense of completion. Like many of you, I was concerned about going out into the world and doing something bigger than myself, until someone smarter than myself made me realize that there is nothing bigger than myself. Our eyes are not viewers, they are also projectors that are running a second story over the picture that we see in front of us all the time. Fear is writing that script, and the working title is, I'll Never Be Enough. I'm just making a conscious choice to perceive challenges as something beneficial so that I can deal with them in the most productive way.
I want to talk about how he's brought up fear twice, like fear of what other people think of us. Fear is letting us run our entire lives. And I think that is so true. So many decisions that we make are based in fear. So much of the hate we see in the world is based in fear. And it drives so many of these like big, tough world leaders who want to act like they have nothing to fear. Those are the people that feel the most fear, because usually fear breeds hate or something that's less authentic and pure than your true self. And it's such a weight that all of us hold, and it is so stupid. Like, fear is such a stupid thing that we've imprinted on ourselves, because I think society teaches us that in a weird way. But truly, it's like when we release ourselves from other people's thoughts and opinions on us, we can start living our true selves and kind of finding what actually matters, as opposed to like, oh, currency and how much I make, my salary, how people view my prestige and the awards and accolades I've gotten, the type of degrees I've gotten, then I will feel happy, then I will feel peace. And it's truly the opposite of that. It starts within and then it comes without. All those things are extra. It doesn't really mean anything to your actual soul. So Jim Carrey, imagine sitting in the audience for this speech, just like dropping bombs of gems.
You'll come up with your own style. That's part of the fun. Life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. You only ever have two choices: love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart. All that will be left of you is what was in your heart. My soul is not contained within the limits of my body. My body is contained within the limitlessness of my soul.
Wow.
You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. Relax and dream up a good life. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the...
He just said one of my favorite quotes ever. I don't know who's the originator of this quote. It might be him. I've also heard it from Tony Robbins and other people, but it says, life is happening for you, not to you. And this is such a mindset shift. And it's one of those things, I think, with all quotes. I don't know if you can relate to this, but a lot of times in our life we hear quotes and they're like, oh yeah, that's a cool quote. I get why that's famous. I guess that's why it's retold a lot. But then there's a time when you hear a quote or you revisit a quote when it applies to exactly what's happening to your life, exactly how you're feeling at that moment. And then you're like, oh, I get it. I get it now. And I remember the moment I had that moment with this quote specifically, like, life is happening for you, not to you. And the moment that I accepted this and that others accept this, there's a real freedom in that, because so often, bad things happen to all of us. Life is hard. And when we think that, oh, I'm so unlucky, of course that happened, or expect the worst, plan for the best. And those types of ideology really weigh us down, as opposed to, this is a part of life. And the hard stuff, if you look back at your life, I bet you they made you a better person or got you to a better place. And that's why that idea of it's happening for you, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if you're like, that is messed up, like, how could this be for me? It is. And like, if you trust in that, I swear it opens up a whole new avenue of life.
You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying, I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it.
Yes. Yes. Bars, Jim Carrey. That's really good. That was excellent. Oh my gosh. The people who he did this commencement speech for, whatever college, just so lucky. I'm glad that's on the internet. Thank you to Absolute Motivation for posting this, and with the clips of his movies in the background, that made it even more dope to go through. But I love how he ended that, you know, like we can choose fear or love. All of our actions are based in love or fear. And if we can kind of make it a point to remember that as we're making decisions, as we're making choices, as we wake up, what's the thoughts that we're choosing? Are we choosing out of fear or are we choosing out of love? And then I bet you the more that you are aware of that mindset, you'll see your life changing, because I know that mindset is the beginning seed of all the actions and the picture that's being painted of your life. It starts with your thoughts. And so I love that. Choose love, y'all. Anytime that you feel fear, try to find the way to find love in that. Beautiful. Thank you, Jim Carrey. You're the GOAT, man. You're the GOAT. You always inspired me to be my authentic self, and I think you've inspired so many people to do the same. So I hope you are your authentic self and you choose your path based in love and what makes you happy as opposed to fear, because plan Bs are kind of stupid when you know exactly what you want to do in this life and what can make people feel good around you by your work. So thanks for watching that with me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up. And I'll see you later. I'm STEPH SABRAW. Much love.